What's up? Welcome to On an Island Vinyl, where we talk about vinyl records and music. Today, we will discuss how I got to meet a few musicians off of a specific album called Brew by Miles Davis. Now, the four musicians that I got to meet off of that album is John McLaughlin, Lenny White, Dave Holland, and Chick Corea. And I'm going to just talk about my experiences getting to meet all four of them. So the first one that I got to meet was Chick Corea. Now this was back in 2017 where he played at the Jacksonville Jazz Fest, and actually Joey Alexander got to open up for him. And the performance was fantastic. It was a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. The music was really good, and it was just him, bass, and drums. I did not have a visitor VIP pass or anything to that extent, so I waited around the gate where his car was going to pick him up. At the time, I didn't know that. I just kind of waited at this one gate opening that I thought was potential. And so I waited for about an hour, and suddenly the gate opens up and a car kind of pulls in. And literally as that happens, the door opens up and Chick Corea starts walking towards the car. And mind you, there's probably about 100 people behind me. And so I went up and got to meet Chick Corea, and I got to talk to him for about 2 to 3 minutes, and it was a very amazing experience. So he actually signed 2 albums for me. Just for reference, this is not the album. I actually got this for $12 a few days ago, and this is a mint condition, basically brand new in the shrink. Looks unplayed. And the one that he actually signed for me is this one right here. Now you may be asking yourself, Adam, why did you have him sign a record that looks like it got water damage on it? Well, there's a thing in Florida called hurricanes, and sometimes with hurricanes comes flooding. And so where I'm from in Florida, my house actually got flooded. While I was actually up in New York at the time, my whole entire jazz collection got damaged. And this was one of them. But thankfully, the signature is still there. And he signed it in ballpoint. And this is something that I will always cherish with me. He was such a cool guy, and I was going to jazz school the following month. And I told him this, and he said, "Good luck." And it was such a cool experience. And as he was pulling away, we were walking down, and he pulls down the window and waves, "See you later, man." And it was such a cool experience because, as you know, he has passed away since then. And just a really awesome musician. The second person that I got to meet following that event was Lenny White, who has been on numerous jazz albums. One of my favorites is Red Clay, but also he was on Bitches Brew. And Lenny White was playing at Smoke Jazz about a year and a half ago. And he is actually the only person on this list that I did not get a picture with. The rest will obviously be shown. And he played with Buster Williams, who's an amazing bass player, and a few other local jazz players. And so after the show, I went up to him, and I'm like, "Hey, could you sign my album?" And he signed my Bitches Brew album. And my friend actually had a Red Clay album that I actually had, and I gifted it to him. And not only did Lenny White sign that, but Ron Carter got to sign that a few months prior when me and my friend also went to see Ron Carter. Ron Carter's on Bitches Brew, but he was on Red Clay. And Lenny White, man, his drumming is just sensational. It's very in the pocket. It's not too out there, right? And he doesn't play too loud. He plays right in the pocket just like Ringo. And I love Lenny White, man. I think he's in his mid-70s right now, and he's still killing it, still playing. I think he's playing at Smoke Jazz in a few weeks, actually, for Louis Hayes' Christmas celebration. And I think he's actually playing with George Cable as well. The third musician I got to meet was Dave Holland, and he was actually performing at Blue Note about a year ago. After the show, I went upstairs, and he just was happening to just kind of decompress, and nobody wanted to come up to him. I didn't get it. I was the only guy who went up to Dave Holland and got to meet him. I think a few people right after the show got to meet him, but then nobody else inquired. And he was playing with Chris Potter, which, man, that was a fantastic show. Yeah, Dave Holland was a super nice guy. Didn't realize he was British, and he spoke in a completely British accent, and I thought he was like from California. Yeah, his bass playing was really good. He played on both an upright bass and an electric fretless bass. Now, the fourth person I got to meet was John McLaughlin, and this is the last person, and this has all been in order of when I got to meet them. So the first two, Chick Corea and Lenny White, signed in pen, and when I met Dave Holland, he tried signing in pen and it didn't work, so he wrote in Sharpie. And so the fourth person I just wanted to continue it in Sharpie was John McLaughlin. Now, he usually tours in Europe and hardly ever in the United States. And since I was in New York, the only closest concert that he was at was in Portchester. I did not get tickets. They got sold out. But I still went anyways with the album, and I sat right outside the doors and got to listen to the whole entire concert. It was amazing. And funny enough, the trains on the MTA North line, they usually cut off at around 12:15, and then they come back around 6 a.m. the next day. The concert ended, I would say, around 9:30, 10, give or take. And so I waited and waited and waited, and other people waited. And as time progressed, more people were leaving. And I just stayed. You know, what else was there to lose? So 12 o'clock comes around, and I'm like, man, I'm going to be stuck here in Portchester, which is like an hour away, hour and a half away from New York. And then 12:05 comes, nothing. And then 12:07 comes, and he comes walking right out the door, and he comes right up to us, and he gets to sign he was the first one to sign my album. And again, such a really chill, down-to-earth guy. And after I got to meet him, I booked it right to the train station and got on the train home. And here's the album. It is a original master recording from Mobile Fidelity. I got this back in 2015 when it cost around $50 brand new. Now these go for about, I would say $200 or $250. But as you can see here, you have Chick Corea, you have Lenny White, you have Dave Holland, and then John McLaughlin, who actually kind of wrote, kind of right around Lenny White. And it kind of just goes to show, like, you are able to meet these people because they really want to talk to you. It's very cool. It's not like rock and roll musicians, man. Like, they get on the bus and go. No. A lot of these jazz musicians, every single one that I have seen, I've got to talk to. And the only person who was kind of just grumpy was Billy Hart. And I think he's because he was tired or whatever. But I got to meet Cecil McBee, Ron Carter multiple times. Actually, the only person that I didn't get to meet, that I did get to see play, was Robert Glasper, and that was at Blue Note. And they audibly made a note over the intercom saying Robert Glasper will not be meeting anybody. Which, you know, if I'm paying to see you, it'd be nice to actually get to talk to you for a few minutes. You know, Ron Carter is 87, 88 years old, I think. And he is still burning on the bass. And he takes the time to not only sign albums, but get to take pictures with you, get to talk to you for a few minutes. He is a really outstanding guy. Robert Glasper, yeah, I don't know. He could kind of go, kick it to the curb, as they say. But anyway, just kind of wanted to show you that. Give you a little story, just to, you know, help pass the time. And, yeah. This is on an Island Vinyl. And peace.
Thank you so much for this and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I borrow the
Oh, sure.
yeah.
$5.
It's a deal. I'll take 10.
That's true, that's all because Uncle Ron.
Can I take a picture with you? Yes, go for it. Go for it.
Because Uncle Ron, that's what he left. Yeah, he's here for 8 hours.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
When I think that the first time I was here was 73 years ago. Which is weird because I was
Was it
I'm
the-
only 49 right now.
Was it the last time you were
In a
here?
silent way every day.
Oh, yeah?
I want to make an arrangement with Indian population.
Do it. Go for it.
Yeah, but
Go
thank you
for
so
it.
much for all.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.